So here I am where it all happened. Excuse the state that is me, but um, summer's clearly over and the girls and I have been getting ready for autumn and winter. I was asked for a bit more specifics on how exactly we adapted the ceremony and everything to be our own. Um, Now, in order to be officially and legally married, 28 days before your date, you need to go and register with the registrar. Um, you pay a fee, and then 28 days later, you can get legally married. We weren't church people, so we decided it was never going to be a church for us. But I proposed to James at the beginning of June, and we were to get married at the end of August. So we had not that long in order to do it. Unfortunately, my father-in-law became ill mid-July and things got put off, and in the end we couldn't legally get wed on the date we wanted, but that was still the date we wanted. I'd spoken to the UK celebrants and found out that we could incorporate the legal bit with the hand fasting if we wanted to, but when we found out we couldn't do that on the date we wanted the ceremony, it lost importance to us. I then started looking for somebody who both my partner and I respect, and who it would mean something to both of us if that person married us. The only person I could think of was his uncle from Australia, who quite serendipitously was already coming over for August. So then I started looking at the ceremonial speeches. Now, I googled a few different versions. All of them kind of started the same way, with introducing a hand fasting, you know, the original marriage when you couldn't just run down to the shops and buy a ring. So your hands were bound together. We incorporated that bit at the beginning. It then had quite a lot about blessing the area that you were in, which again didn't mean much to us. We had it in our garden. There's nothing more blessed. My partner mowed a ring around the altar, I guess, that I made, or the wedding arch, and everybody sat within the ring with us. So we did incorporate the circle section of a lot of the ceremonies, however in a different way. We had incense burning around the circle rather than the officiant or celebrant doing a, blessing the area, and we had everybody sat within those. Again, normally what you do, I believe, is you and your partner would choose ribbons for each other, and you'd bind with that. The idea is that your two completely separate personalities come together and make a stronger bind. Beautiful idea. However, we've had a lot of support from our friends and family over the last few years, and never would have come to this without them. So we asked the wedding party originally, the maids of honor and everything, my brother, who gave me away, to choose ribbons and bless the wedding as well, and they tied us up. It was very, very sweet. However, they'd passed on the message, and everybody who was there had brought a ribbon with them. So after the introduction, we then had the binding, where our friends all came and bound us together. We had obviously my brother and my mother-in-law do it first, as they were most important in their view. And then our friends all tied us up and gave a little blessing, which was absolutely gorgeous. We then had an opportunity to say our own vows to each other, which was beautiful. And then we finished off the ceremony, like most, with a short speech on how these binds represent our love together, and how we, you know, will love and stay together, and the basic till, you know, death do you part idea, but without that side. And then that was basically it. Then we all went and had a very good party in the garden. But as I said, because it was purely ceremonial, and you can still incorporate the legal section into it. We had originally intended, had we not have been able to do the both, that we'd go to the registrar's office in the morning and then have the ceremony in the garden straight afterwards. However, things change. If you are planning to do it your own, however, or do it by yourself, first point is have a buddy with a list. Have 4 or 5 lists, check them off, and the most important part that I found, the hardest thing, was accommodating everything. I spent 8 weeks making the decorations and things myself, getting everything ready, and as each new bit came, all the pretty little bits, I found it was harder and harder to find a place to keep them, that they could dry safely or could sit safely and the children wouldn't get hold of them. Luckily, I have a craft room. Not everybody has that. So if you have a friend who has an empty room they're willing to lend you, you will need space. And not only space to store your stuff, but if you're catering the event yourself, we went really simple on the food, easy things to do that could be prepped the day before. We went chicken curry, veg curry, big pot of scouse, stew, beef stew, penne pasta, or penne arrabbiata, a pesto salad. Here's my baby girl's coming. So yeah, space. If you start early, things can be picked up well. You don't have to go all out on meats and stuff, as if you pick them up early enough and start marinating. That can work. Just stick them in the freezer, get it all ready. It's a mushroom, don't touch it. Mommy will come take care of it now, okay? And no. So yeah, but it was so much more personal, and if I could do it again, that's definitely the way I'd do it. Okay. You got icky feet.
Yeah.